Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're from. J Row here, host, Big Hair Hits, every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. with another board game review. Just got this one in the mail a couple days ago. Dead Men Tell No Tales. And judging by the artwork on the box cover, it's pretty cool. You see your little pirates there and the ship exploding into a smoldery mess. And let's see what kind of game that we have here. Let's go. So one of those games that's tile based, meaning the board builds itself every round. You just pick a tile, put it down, connect it to the last tile, and so on and so forth. This is a type of game where a fire needs to be contained. You can't let fire get too ridiculous or else rooms start to explode. And if you're in one of those rooms, or here's your exploder tracker, if you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 explosions, then you lose the game. And it's for 2 to 5 players, I believe, maybe 6, I don't know. But it is co-op, so you just work with the other teammates here to try to gather all the treasure throughout the board, bring it back to your little ships here, and you win the game. This is what a typical game that has started would look like. Normally you start the game with just these 4 tiles right here, right? But for the sake of the video and demonstration purposes, I wanted to set the board up a little bit. And this is the easy level, so we need to get 4 treasures back to our little home here, and we've gotten 2 so far. And we got this little purple guy down here, and the pieces are kind of cool. Little sword, hat, all that. And he just brought back a treasure. And we got player 2 way up here, right? And each tile here has a die on it from 1 to 6, each representing the intensity of the fire within the room. 1 meaning the lowest, 5 meaning the hottest, and 6 the room explodes. Now, each tile has either a doorway, and they're signified by the little blue lights there, so you can see easily over the fire. You cannot attach tiles that don't have a door to other doors. Like this would be an illegal move right here. See, right here. So you can't do that. So door to door, there it is. Okay. So the stages go like this. You pick a tile, whoever's turn it is, and we'll say it's this person's turn. I just use this as a turn marker. This is their life meter or fatigue meter. As they move about the board, they build up fatigue using this counter here. If they walk, they take 1 fatigue. If they run, they take 2 fatigue. If they choose to rest, subtract 2 fatigue, so on and so forth. If they're down here within this space below this 5 die face, then they can walk in any room. However, if they get fatigued up to this point, they cannot enter a room that has a die value of 5 in it. So that would mean that if I were here and I wanted to go in there, I can't because it's a 5. So I would have to rest to get my fatigue down a little bit, then I would be able to enter that room. So there's that little dealio there, and this is another way you can lose. If you keep getting fatigued, and you see the skull and crossbones at the top, you die and game over. So you want to keep an eye on that. Okay. You get a limited number of moves on your turn, and the moves you can do, you can walk, run, lower fire, meaning change, say, a die from a 5 to a 4, make it less threatening. Eliminate deckhand, which are these things. They're more of a nuisance. If there's 1 on a tile, nothing happens. 2 means that if there's an object there, whether a bonus item or a treasure chest, you can't pick it up. And if there's 3 on there, then you cannot enter that tile at all. Pick up a token, meaning an object, whether it's a bonus or a treasure chest. Rest, we talked about. Increase your battle strength, meaning if I'm prepared to battle somebody on the ship, I can use one of my turn tokens there to increase. Give yourself a +1 on the roll of a die, okay? And swap item cards. You got some special item cards that give you enhancements as far as combat and whatnot. We won't go over each of those, but you can, if you feel the one you have right now is useless to your situations, and you can switch them out. Alright, so here we go. You, on your turn, you pick a tile, flip it over. Okay, we got the, it's kind of a dead end, so we can only attach the doorway to a doorway. There's many choices here. See, I can't go here because, see, this needs a door there. So I'm just gonna, for the sake of the video, just put it right here. Pow. Then you grab the appropriate die color, whether it's red or yellow. This one's much red, and a 3. 2s, 3s, as far as heat isn't too bad for the fire. And now you would move. You got 5 movements. What moves do I want to make? We're looking at the purple person. As you can see, it's getting kind of hot down here. You got some 5s and 4s are starting to get dangerous. So I may want to use some of my turns to lower some of these fires. So there's 1 turn, 2 turns. Well, actually, I want to keep that as a 5, and I'll show you later. Let's go back. 1 turn, 2 turns, and I'll knock it back down to a 2. 3 turns, 4, and, well, let's go like this. 4, and then 5. Get rid of one of those guys. That's another way you can lose. You only got a limited amount of these that cards tell you to put them out on the board. If you run out of those, you lose the game as well. So it's important to get rid of those guys sometimes when you get a chance. And then, when you're done with your 5 turns, you pick one of these cards. Now, I kind of loaded the deck so that it would do certain fun things on the board. And this tells us any red or yellow 2 on the board gets increased by 1. And any creatures on the board move closer to the closest player. Alright, so let's look for any 2s. See, there's a 2, so that goes up to a 3. So the threat keeps increasing. Here's a 2, and we just move that to a 3. Ta-ta-da-ta-ta-da, there's another 2. So after each turn, your situation can get worse and worse and worse. So little by little. So, and there's that. And then any creatures. Now, these guys are special. If they have the treasure chest on them, they don't move. So he's not moving. But here's a weaker dude right here. And he's closest to my other guy, so he moves over 1. Bam. There's another one here. He is closest to 1, 2, 3. He's closest to the purple guy, so he goes right there. Fine. Whatever. And that gets discarded, and next person's turn. So I just use this little thing to, in case I walk away from the board. La-di-da-di-da. Let's say, alright, let's pick a tile. Bam. Fine. And let's say we placed it, we put a die on it. Because I want to make sure we get, let's do an example of combat. Again, my goal is to get 4 treasure chests back to my boat here in the start. So, the only guys who have treasure chests are these strong dudes right here. So, how do we battle? We see if we got any bonuses here. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I got +2 for battle. If I want, before I entered that room, I could use some of my turn tokens to increase that to its maximum 4. I take this black die, roll it, boom. I got a 1, which is not even close. Even my bonuses, it would be a 5. I lost. Okay, so let's just say a 1. So run out of time. Bam. Take the treasure. I use a movement token to pick it up. Now, movement is different when you have treasure chests, but instead of showing you what that is, I want to show you what happens when things start to get out of hand. 3s, all these 3s go up to 4s. Okay, so now things are getting hotter. But then eventually, all these 4s, there's a lot of 4s on here, go up to 5s. Alright, look at those. And then if you ever pick up one of these deadly cards right here, where are they? I had one. Where are you? If you pick up one of these, all the 5s turn into 6s, and the room explodes. Bam. And it explodes going up, down, left, or right. Any adjacent room. Basically what it does is it flips this over. That room can no longer be entered. And it increases the die on the adjacent room. So there's one example. We probably won't do them all. But, so here's another one. And it can start a chain reaction. I mean, if this one's blew up and this one was a 5. 5, 5, 5. Where are you? Hello. So that blows up. You flip that over. Boom. Now that's a 6. That blows up. Boom. And it can just keep going. If you're in one of those rooms and you're in trouble, it might block your path to getting back here. But there's no another way to make another exit. And these powder keg things, if the heat increases to that number, the powder keg explodes and goes this way. And again, chain reaction, because look, boom, turns into a 4. Boom, that 4 turns it into a 2, so on and so forth. So that is Dead Men Tell No Tales. We didn't do all the rules or anything. That's the basic gist of the game. Pretty fun game. Co-op. Get it if you can. AlleghenyMountainRadio.org. Every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. Big Hair Hits. Peace.